Okay guys, good morning. Today is Saturday, the 1st of August. We have officially reached the month of August. You know what that means. So we're currently 3 weeks out. It is 5:25 a.m. and I'll bring you guys downstairs as I start my day. You just saw me send my check-ins to Cuba, which I do daily now, and I've been doing daily for a while. So I'll see you guys downstairs and tell you everything we have planned for the day. We start, as always, in the kitchen. So I turn my coffee pot on, which I preload the night before, before I go to bed. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my morning drink that I have every morning, which is 30 grams of lemon juice, 10 grams of apple cider vinegar, 5 grams of creatine, and 10 grams of glutamine. I have this before I have anything. And also my Mott-C, which I have at 1 milligram a day fasted. Why do I drink this? Lemon juice is good for your gut lining. Apple cider vinegar is the mother of, clearance for your gut. So for the shrimp, I buy the large raw shrimp, the already cleaned, tail on. All I have to do is peel the tail off. I buy that from ShopRite. And then for my chicken, I also buy the big giant packs from ShopRite. And then I always fillet my chicken to the size and portions that I eat it at, or the size that I want it, so that I can just sit the raws in a bag in the fridge for when I need to use it. And it typically takes me 3 to 4 days to go through before I have to fillet another pack, because I have 300 grams of chicken a day, every day. And then shrimp, I have 200 grams a day, every day as well. So I'm just loading up my tray here with 200 grams. This I sprinkle a little Cajun on the top, and then I throw it in the oven for 17 minutes at 450, and it comes out perfect every single time. And then my chicken, I will take my skillet over there, which in the off season I'll use a little more, but for now I take olive oil, I drizzle it in the pan, or in the skillet, I should say, and then I let that heat up, grab a paper towel, wipe it clean so it's just enough of non-stick, and then I'll put my 300 grams of chicken. I always pat it dry with a paper towel before I do anything to it, and then I'll put a tiny bit of salt on it before cook, because the salt cooks off, and I will then throw the whole skillet with the chicken in the oven for 18 minutes at 450. Let's get the shrimp cooking. So basically, while I cook all my meals for the day, I wait on a response from Cuba, which he's pretty quick. And it's never an issue, because sometimes he'll take away or he'll add food. And it gives me plenty of time to make adjustments when needed. So I never have any issues there. God forbid I have to throw out a little bit of jasmine rice or a little bit of something, or I have to add in a little extra. It takes 2 seconds. It's really not that difficult. How I make my cream of rice waffles, because I always put that on top of my meal 3. Right now, I'm going to empty out this rice container. Because as for the new meal plan updates, we started our dig today. I have no more rice with my meal 5, which is now just chicken and apple. Now you guys will see, and you'll be like, where's the veg in your diet? He has veg in there, but since when I started prep, I never added it back in from when I was using it in the off season. At some point I took it out, and I just don't want to change any variables, so I'm not going to. Not this close to show at least. I will put them in directly after my competition season is over for sure. I don't I'm not like a food well, I'm not a food focused person. I'm not. Like, dieting it's not that it's easy, you know, because at this point in time, it's not, but it is, you know, my goals are so much more transparent to me that this is what you need to do. And if this is what you need to do, you have to do it. It takes what it takes, you know? And I don't look at food as like, oh my God. I look at, you know, my goals as, oh my God, this is what it takes. You have to do it. You know, you just can't be a bitch at the end of the day. You just got to do what it takes. So it's not difficult for me. Can't waste any. I will now make my cream of rice muffins, or waffles, I should say. There's starchy sugars in it, so I guess that's why, probably, and it's such a strong, transparent flavor, but they are my favorite fruit, and I don't think that's gonna change ever again. So we get our banana peeled. We get 100 grams of banana. Wow, 100 on the dot. The rest goes in the trash. I should show you guys. So, I will take this. I'll split off a little bit on the end for myself. The rest gets used to make cream of rice, waffles. Make sure it's split pretty evenly. Then you take a fork and you mash up the banana like so. Guys, putting effort into your cooking, whether it be prep or the off season, and I put a lot more effort in prep, but especially in the off season. In prep, you only get to, your meal amounts get so much smaller, and you only get to savor the food so much. So making it as enjoyable as possible is something that I like to do, and I think a lot of people should do it, but especially in an off season setting where, you know, your meals get dreary, you're eating a ton of carbs. You know, I think I got up to like 5,500 calories on a training day at one point. And just putting effort into making your food, whether it be time consuming or not, is number one. You don't want your food to taste bland. It doesn't have to be you're choking down your food in the off season. It should be quite enjoyable. So once we have our banana mashed up, I will take 15 grams of chocolate whey isolate protein powder, because I get 30 grams with this meal. So the 15 grams just kind of binds, thickens the banana, and gives it that heavy, dense chocolate flavor. A good chocolate isolate will always work with this. For me, this is Action Sledge. And then I will take 20 grams of Bowl of Gaines chocolate brownie, because it's extra chocolatey, cream of rice. Now, I'd usually use 25 to 30 grams, but I only get 100 grams of cream of rice with this meal, so the other 80 grams goes in my base. So let's dump 20 grams of cream of rice in here. A little too much. Take another spoon. Take out those 2 extra grams that I accidentally added too much of in. Yep, perfect. There we are, 20 grams. Everything is down to the smallest little minute detail. So you don't add an extra grain of salt. You don't add an extra grain of rice. You do everything how it's supposed to get done. So here, I will mix this all together until it becomes like a kind of like a little dough, like a little cookie dough. Even though it's kind of not, it'll be a little more watery than a cookie dough would be. But it goes on the waffle maker, so very, very, very easy. And you'll get that. And then I get 10 grams of dark chocolate with this meal, so I'm going to take my dark chocolate, make sure it weighs out to 10 grams, which it always will, because every time you break off a square, each square is 10 grams, but I'm just going to double check to make sure. 10 grams on the dot, of course, every time. And then I will break this up into bits, almost like dark chocolate, you know, chocolate chips, but I like to break off and not buy the chocolate chips. I used Lindt 85% cocoa dark chocolate, and that's what I've been using since I started with Cuba. So I've been using dark chocolate for over a year and a half. Get it all broken up. And once all that's said and done, I'll plug in my waffle maker, which takes literally 2 seconds for it to get heated up to the point where I need it to. And I will mix this up too, as well, to get all those dark chocolate bits mixed in well. Yeah, just like that. And then I will take my spoon, get this fork out of here because I need this fork for other things. Fork me. Can't let any little bits go to waste. And yes, the batter is delicious. I would literally just eat the batter, but I don't. So then I will have 1, 2, 3 of these is the rest of my water before I head off to the gym, because I only have 2 meals before I go to the gym. And then another 3 I'll put in my water jug. So between these 3, I'll have 2 of these before I even eat breakfast, plus my morning beverage. This is how I track my water every day. My 1 whole egg, my 1 measly egg. I've been having 1 egg for the majority of prep. It's an easy place for Cuba to take the fats out of, I guess, but I'm not complaining. Then I'll get my 250 grams of egg whites good and set. And there's 250. Back in you go. My skillet on. Shrimp's about to make its way out of the oven. That chicken goes on. And the waffles come off. Guys, look at these. "80 grams of cream of rice for my post-workout meal here. I will throw these beautiful waffles that I've made right here. Take my potatoes, throw them in a skillet. Turn off the burner. Throw that whole thing in the oven. I literally have the prettiest food, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I'm sure there are people that make it pretty. Well, the people who get to put almond butter on it, you know, that would be an off-season thing for me. The people that get to put almond butter on it have the prettier stuff, or the honey, or all the stuff like that, but I can't put all that on. So that'll be an off-season thing, and I'll be showing that off when I get there. But for now, this is what I have to work with. And I'm plenty happy with that. So I will layer this off with some Cinna and some pumpkin spice. Then I'll throw that in the fridge. It'll go in the freezer at one point, but for now it goes. Actually, no, I'll put that in the freezer now. For the rest of the time and duration, I will make my eggs, actually. Just for funsies. Hot, 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 hot. You lost my face again. Oh, this one's a beauty. Put my salt amounts in all my meals for the day right now, just so I don't have to worry about it. My salts for my cream of rice meals are already in. I did that last night. I know this looks like it might have taken me a long time. Just a little bit distracted with the camera, but that's okay because I'm in no rush right now. So we will layer off everything how I like to do it exactly. So I will start with my salts. Get a gram in my breakfast, and I take a little bit out with my breakfast meal, so I'll do like 0.75 or 0.8, so I can put a little bit of sriracha on top because it has sodium in it. It has a decent amount of sodium in it, so I won't do the full gram with my breakfast. Only when Kuba tells me pull, like pull out the, you know, he said to keep in the sugar-free sauces I use and the zero-cal shit, so I will keep that in until he says otherwise. 3 grams of salt in my pre-workout meal. You know, you gotta use, I use the drug scale for this. The paraphernalia scale. You gotta be super exact when it comes to salt, and no other scales really catch that. No like regular food scale will catch salt amounts in like 0.0 of a gram. That's all the salt. Then I will do my new salt, which is my potassium-based salt. No sodium, just potassium. That is strictly in the meal plan, actually. So I'm not a salt craver over here. It's just for extra potassium. And then my intra workout, like I said, I made that. I'll make that after I come home from the gym every day. So that's been made for like 2 days. It's got my salt in it already. It's got my knee salt in it already. Everything is premeditated, pre-prepared. You can never be too prepared as a bodybuilder because it just makes you a better athlete. It's less to worry about, less to stress about, less to manage when you just stay on top of your shit all the time. And for my breakfast cream of rice, I will put the new salt on that as well. It's got a nice flavor hint to it. It's all good and done. Salts are done. I will layer that off with some sun. I'm in. Then I will layer off my eggs with some sriracha. Not a whole lot. Just enough. Hey guys, so new meal updates on meal number 1. This is the first day of the dig. So 250 grams of egg whites, 1 whole egg as always, and then I'll have, instead of 75 grams of cream rice, it's now 50 on the 100 grams of blueberries, and then my coffee. Best thing ever. I mean, get you a frontal shot. Look at that. Anyway, I will get back to you with what's next. I like to eat in peace and silence and enjoy it. I'll see you soon.